Hello twin flames and welcome to the DM to DF reading for Wednesday. So if you watched the messages yesterday and they've blown your mind, and the reading today, a favourable outcome has blown your mind, but your masculine is still quiet and distant and silent and you're still wondering what's going on, this reading will be for you. So we're going to use the divine masculine, the silence. So when it's quiet, or even if you are communicating, but he's a bit silent about things, he's not really expressing his truth, what's on his mind. So thank you, angels. What do the masculines want to communicate today to the divine feminine? What do the masculines want to communicate today and say to the divine feminine? What do they want you to know? Wow. Okay, is that one coming out? That one is. Here we go. So I'm going to start with, see how they move on top of the deck. Okay, that's what they do when they're trying to get the message across. So the message is, now this is beautiful because this is the first one that came out and this is what I'm feeling the reading is going to be based around. So he's saying to you, I'm planning how we can get away. Now what he means by that is start a new life, bring in a new beginning. You know, get away could be a holiday, vacation, some time together, but I'm really feeling this is about starting a new life. So I'm planning how we can get away from everything that's stopping us from being together and start again. I'm planning how we can build a new life together. I'm planning how I can change my life. I'm planning the next step. So he's in planning mode. So that's why he may be silent, or he may be a bit distant, or he may seem distant, because he's planning. I'm learning who I am. So remember, through this connection and through this journey, he is learning who he is. And he's realizing that, you know, he doesn't belong where he currently is, even though that's a was energy, it's past tense. It feels like he's already let go of that. He doesn't belong there anymore. He's not that person he was. So he's saying, I'm learning who I am to start a new life, to be someone better, someone fresher, someone new. I never forget you, remember that. So, you know, if there is that silent there, or if you are in separation, or he is being quiet, he's saying he never forgets you. Remember that, I never forget you. So it's like he's saying to you from his higher self, please remember your power. What they're reminding me of here is in Twilight, and most of us have watched the film Twilight. It's a very powerful film. And, you know, when Jacob is saying to Bella, remember, you know, when she's trying to, he says, I think it's in New Moon, or it's in, well, I can't remember what film it's in, but yeah, it's in New Moon, because it's when Jacob becomes the wolf and he can't tell her what's on his mind. He can't get out what he wants to say because his pack will know. And, you know, they're not kind of allowed to. It's like goes against the rules. So he has to remind her, and he comes to her in a dream and he says, remember the legend, remember, you know, the story of who I am, and you'll remember. So he's trying to coax her into understanding who he is. You know, there is really a wolf and he's not just a normal boy. So this is really what the masculines do. They come to you in dreams and say, remember I love you. Remember, I'm always with you. Remember, never forget that I can never forget you. And it's hard for me to be around you right now because of my responsibilities. Now, this really resonates with the Divine Masculine reading today, because Archangel Michael is helping him to sort out his commitments. And his commitments could be to his children, to his job. It could be to a karmic partner. He could be married, okay, have responsibilities. He could be caring for someone, like a family member. So he's saying to you, it's hard. He wants to be around you, but it's hard because he's sorting out his responsibilities. So allowing time to do that, you know, he's planning how he can get away, and he's going within to sort his situation out. I will unblock you soon. So this means if you were on social media and you were talking on social media, or you were having access to each other, and he blocked you suddenly out of the blue, he's planning to unblock you. I'm planning how to unblock you. So I really feel this energy is what he's planning. And again, this really resonates with all the readings we've been doing. You know, what's the plan? What's he planning? And he's saying, I'm planning. So again, all the readings linking in and resonating with each other. So he's saying, I will unblock you soon. Now, if you're not blocked, but he's been blocking you out in other ways, being distant, silent, quiet, he's saying, I'm going to unblock you soon. I'm going to be open up. I'm going to speak my truth. You asked me to leave you alone, so I am, and it hurts. So I feel this may not resonate with everyone, but maybe if you said, sort yourself out, and then if I'm available, you can come back to me. I know I said that once at some point, okay? So because we think, it will make them hurry up and make a decision, but it doesn't. We're trying to pressure that. And he's thinking, you're better off without me then. So if you've done that, remember, he's trying to stay away from you. He won't. He's going to unblock you. He's going to come back to you. But he's saying, you asked me to leave you alone, and so I am, but it hurts. So again, this is an energy where it may resonate with some of you, but not others. So if it doesn't resonate, leave that card, okay? I want you to be proud of me, so I need to change. Now, he wants you to be proud of him. He wants you to, tell your friends all about him in a loving way, because he knows that a lot of your friends and family don't understand and don't really think much of him at this moment because of things that have been going on. So he wants to change that. He wants you to be proud of him. That's really what matters. But he wants you to be so proud of him that you bubble when you tell others. And I'm so proud of my divine masculine. I tell everyone. I just love him so much. So this is the same energy. He wants you to love him and be proud of him. And he wants to do things that make you proud of him. I'm focused on work. So when he's saying that, that could be his actual job or something he's doing like a project. But I feel this is him being determined to work things out. And wow, there's a horse and carriage going past with a funeral procession. Now, when a funeral procession goes past or anything like that happens, and I'm drawn to it, and I was only drawn to it because of the horse and carriage, okay? So sending blessings to them. Remember, this is about rebirth. When I ended my job, before I went full-time on YouTube, when I finally made that decision, because it was on my mind for years, I knew I wasn't meant to be there. I knew I was meant to be doing this full-time. I knew it in my heart and soul. But doing it's something else. It's the ego. Oh, what if you can't pay your bills and all these things? And when I finally made the decision, it didn't quite go to plan. I handed my notice in and I gave my boss loads of notice. Because again, I was still afraid of making that move. But then things happened, divine intervention. So I ended up handing my notice in and leaving within like a week. Whereas in my mind, I planned it for I'll give him 6 months notice and all these things. And the day that I was actually going up to hand in my notice, it was a very powerful time because my boss was like my brother, still is. I love the people I work with. I love the place. I loved everything about it. I just knew it wasn't serving my soul. And it was hard for me to do that, to make that decision. A lot like how the masculines struggle with, putting it into practice because they've already made the decision. He's already made that decision, divine feminine, but it's about putting it into action. And the point I'm making is that when I was walking up at the top of the street that day, a funeral procession went past me, just like one went past there. And it was a huge sign of an ending to bring in a new beginning. And the angels have said to you today in the other reading, a favourable outcome with a new beginning and a fresh start. And that's what's coming in. And that's why I've just seen the funeral there. And the horses are about freedom. So the masculine's moving towards freedom. And he's saying everything is triggering me. So if you're feeling triggered, divine feminine, you're mirroring each other. He's saying everything's triggering me. So when he's in that energy, he doesn't want to be around you because he doesn't want to stress you out. He doesn't want to pull you into that. He doesn't want to get triggered at you and then cause problems. Because when we get triggered, we can feel hurt and scared. So we lash out and we say things we regret and we do things we don't mean to do. So he's saying to you, I'm planning how we can get away and start a new life and be together. And I'm focused on that. And I'm sorting out all my commitments and responsibilities. I'm taking care of business to get this done. Have a great day and I'll see you soon.